Welcome to Backroom Briefs, the podcast where front lines of small businesses meet the real stories behind the scenes. Every episode, we pull a curtain on local entrepreneurs, everyday innovators, and the gritty realities they face in a world built for big players. As always, I'm your host, Simran Suri, and today we welcome Vandana Pranami.
Hi Simran.
Hi, how's your day going?
Good. How are you doing? I'm so glad to be on your show.
Well, we really appreciate you coming out. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I am a pharmacist here in Simi Valley and I have a independent pharmacy and we serve the local population of Simi Valley, Thousand Oaks, Moore Park area, and it is a retail pharmacy. We focus on specialized compounding, which is like a special recipe for
Okay.
medications, and we do over the counter DME, which is durable medical equipment like wheelchairs, transport chairs, back braces, you name it, and we have it.
Well, how long have you been in business?
Oh, I've been in business for almost 14 years.
What year were you established?
2012?
2012. So that's over a decade ago. Over that time, how long have you served a lot of customers? Have you seen a lot of faces in your pharmacy?
Oh, yeah. Some faces are like being with us since the beginning, and we have patrons who have supported us all this along, and it's been a great journey so far.
Well, that's great, and I'm sure the people who come to your pharmacy really enjoy the experience. But let's talk about a little bit more on the pharmacy business. From my understanding, pharmacy pricing runs a little bit differently from other businesses. Am I right?
Yeah, pharmacy is an interesting business where uh, we buy stuff from one place and we don't decide the prices as to how much we can charge a customer, especially with insurances. And we hope in the process there's some margins for our pharmacies to survive.
So, when you say you don't control the margins, who does?
Oh, they are called PBMs. They are the pharmacy benefits managers. Like, you might have a Caremark or a Aetna or a Cigna. You must have read all these names on the card, your insurance card. So these companies are the middlemen which decide how much the pharmacy is going to get paid for a certain medication.
So, in a very basic overview, these are the people who decide your paycheck.
Yes, they do.
And has that been a problem in the past?
Yeah, it has been a problem in past. It's presently a huge problem, and it's been a challenge for independent pharmacies all over U.S., just not California. But California is unique in a way that it has very high cost of having a business. Besides this, we pay much higher cost of labor, rent, and commodities around us, but the prices are all across the board for independent pharmacies not that great.
And I'm assuming in recent years this has gone down.
Yeah, of course, yeah, it has gone down, and we have a National Pharmacy Association, which is called NCPA, and with all the pricing, the PBM payments, and all the rules and regulations, which are sometimes not very friendly for a small business. They have anticipated that, or actually predicted, that 33% of independent pharmacies will close this year between 2024 and 2025. So, yeah, it's been a challenge.
And just to be clear, these are hitting the mom and pop pharmacies the hardest.
Yes, it is hitting mom and pop pharmacies the hardest, but even the chain pharmacies have not been very successful, especially the ones who don't own like pharmacy benefits managers. They have not been able to do well because cost of having a pharmacy is high, and on top of that, with shrinking margins and competition from online pharmacies has hit the chain pharmacies more than us because we still are very personalized service, personalized professionals, personalized pharmacists here.
So let's back this up for a second. You just said that these big chain stores are also owners of the PBMs, or the people who decide the prices.
Yeah, that's the big question. Like they own pharmacies and they own the insurance companies too. For example, CVS. CVS has stores, and CVS is a PBM too. So when they have and they steer patients towards their own pharmacies, away from independent pharmacies on one pretext or the other, and they push towards mail order pharmacies. Like there is Optum RX, which has their own mail order pharmacy. So why will they send their patients to us when they can have a mail order pharmacy and get paid more by their own accord? They pay themselves more, and then that's how it is a very convoluted business here.
Well, what is a mail order pharmacy?
Mail order pharmacy is like where your prescription goes out to a place where it's not a local pharmacy. It might be somewhere in Ohio, for example, and their doctor sends a prescription electronically there, and then they will fill the prescription and mail it to you.
And this can be done cheaper than going to regular boarding stores?
Actually, no, not really, because what happens is that when it's a mail order pharmacy, you will get 90-day supply, and sometimes you might be thinking you're saving money, but these mail order pharmacies will keep sending you prescriptions even if you don't need it, they'll send it. And sometimes, like insulins and stuff, will sit outside in heat, not knowing that it's not temperature controlled. So, all those things combined, and these mail order pharmacies charge the employer more than a regular pharmacy, so they get paid more, and overall it's a high cost for the system, and there's nothing personalized about it. You can't just pick up the phone and call the mail order pharmacy if you had a question about your medication. So it's overall, I feel it is mail order pharmacy is something which is not really helping your health. It's not helping your well-being. It is just a way to have quick, fast kind of a delivery for medication without the personalized service.
So, in other words, that's where your local pharmacy comes in. You give that customized service?
Oh yes, we know our customers, their family members. We know their stories. We take time to see how it is going for them, if we can help them besides the pharmacy. It's like a family, it's extended family. I mean, it's not just a number, it's a person we deal with.
And these are the pharmacies that are about to lose 33% of their share of their number of pharmacies.
Oh, yes.
Okay, that's in itself a crazy thought, but let's apply that to the real world. We have tariffs coming in of the 20% in certain countries, rising up to 100 in others. Do you think your local pharmacies are going to be hit worse than businesses, about the same, or maybe fare better?
I think pharmacies are going to be hit equally bad as other best businesses, because we also are in the business of inventory as well. So if we are buying stuff which is more expensive than before, that hits the cash flow. And if the pharmacy benefit managers don't are not reimbursing us right now very fairly, I mean, you can imagine if the prices go up on the back end and the payments don't go up as anticipated, then there's a big gap between how much we paid and how much we are getting paid from PBMs. It's going to be a huge part of it. And if its prices are going up for everybody, the labor or the people who work for us or other places too, we have to pay them more as well. But there's is like such a not a balance between how much is going to cost us and how much is going to come in. And even the simple thing like vials, like a lot of stuff we use in the pharmacy to fill your pills are in a vial. The vials all come from China. Can you imagine the cost of vial going up? But we don't get reimbursed for vials at this moment, and if we are paying more for that, it's like it's just slowly cutting on whatever margins are remaining. It's going to be detrimental.
So these PBMs are the ones who pay you, and they're paying you the exact same, but your costs are rising.
Yes,
And that's the problem.
that's a huge problem.
Okay, let's say tariffs hit tomorrow. When do you think you'll start seeing those impacts?
If the tariffs hit tomorrow, I think within few weeks the we will start feeling the price of things going up. I'll give you a small example. Few months back, the cost of gas went up, and the moment the cost of gas went up, the wholesalers which we get shipping from, they started adding a small line saying fuel surcharge. So that surcharge is not related to the business, like the cost of the medication or the shipping we were paying before. This is in addition to that. They realize the cost for us shipping has gone up, so we have to pass this cost on, and they pass the cost to us. But it really isn't the cost of the actual medicine we bought, but overall that's what we paid for that shipment. So the cost went up, and I'm sure the moment tariffs hit us, all these ingredients, all this stuff for medications on a powders, they come from China. If cost of producing medicine goes up, the prices for medicine is going to go up, and ultimately not just the pharmacies, the consumer, the patients, they're going to have to um, pay the price for all these tariffs also in the pharmaceutical world.
And I'm assuming you have a lot of competition. How are those competition going to fare?
I think equally they'll be equally hit. If it's going cost of, well, like they might have, the bigger chains might have economies of scale, but the overall the cost of medicine will go up for them also, and they carry like a huge storefront which is all made in China. So their upfront whole store has, they have to pay more to keep that stock, that stuff. But consumer purchasing power is not going to go up that fast. I mean, do you think your salary will go up 100%, 25% in 2 weeks? No, you're going to be paid the same. So it's going to be a disaster. It is already a disaster.
And what does this all mean for the consumer, as you mentioned?
Consumer, they are going to spend less, they're going to try to save, and if they have to they really need something, it's going to be a pain if they have to pay, but they have to. It might affect a lot of mental, it might add to more mental stress, financial stress, and also, there are reasons for families not to be outside eating out. They'll be eating more in. I think it's going to change a lot of things, the tariffs.
And for the consumer, their prices are going to be higher.
Oh yes, it's going to be higher. I mean, if somebody doesn't, if has to get a medicine out of pocket, if it's higher cost, they'll pay higher.
And as a pharmacy, do you have any way of choosing between suppliers, trying to lower costs for your customers?
Yeah, I mean, now also we have to look around between 3 4 suppliers to see where we can get most economical pricing. We'll be doing the same, but it'll be same for, say, for a $10 medication I'm shopping around. I'll be shopping around for the same medication. Now might be like $30. I'll be still shopping around, but the $20 difference has to be passed on somewhere. Either I take a hit, or I get fairly paid, the consumer pays their copay. I'm not sure how it's going to all work out, but it's going to be definitely a challenge.
So we're kind of approaching the end of the podcast, but I want to ask a couple questions. At the end of the day, do you think you're going to raise your prices?
Yes, I will.
And that's going to directly affect the consumer.
Yes, it will affect the consumer, and it'll affect me because I'm a consumer at another place also. I mean, I have to buy things from other, besides my business, from my own personal needs. I have to get things which will be higher for me to buy.
And your revenue is going to be going down.
Yes, my revenue will be going down, definitely.
So, is there any hope to this situation?
Only hope is that President Trump and other countries kind of come to some agreement, which is fair. And also, it is insane to be just throwing tariffs around and treating tariffs as a way to bring people on table. I think that's a very aggressive tactic, and it's playing with people's homes, economies, people's world, people's businesses, people's jobs. It is a very scary situation, and I hope somebody somewhere is listening, and they will make sure that they put some sense to this all madness.
Alright, thank you so much, Vandana, for your input. This is Vandana again, a local pharmacist who's based in Simi Valley, who's, like many pharmacists, are struggling with this. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me, Simran.
Alright, thank you guys, and see you next week. Bye.